Welcome, everyone, to today's discussion. Please settle in, perhaps with a quiet moment to reflect. The world around us feels heavy, doesn't it? Streets echo with unrest, protests breaking the silence of our cities. Drugs seep into communities, eroding lives with a quiet devastation. And suicides, they weigh on us most profoundly. Their rise marks a loss we feel deeply, a reminder of loved ones taken too soon. It's as if joy itself is retreating, leaving us in a world that struggles to find its warmth. Respect, once a cornerstone of human connection, seems to have faded. Words, sharp and unyielding, flood our screens, wounding without remorse. Empathy appears to have slipped away, as if on an uncharted journey. And in the shadows, cults and extremist groups wait. They seek out the vulnerable, those yearning for purpose, and offer a false sense of belonging. What they deliver, however, is control, minds reshaped, lives quietly claimed under the pretense of devotion. So let us pause and consider a question. In this fractured world, what place remains for God, religion, faith, morality? Do they still hold meaning, or have they been left behind? Let that question linger. We'll explore it together, step by step, with care and reflection. First, let's define our terms. God is not merely a distant figure, but a presence, a source of solace when life feels uncertain. Religion offers structure, rituals, teachings, communities seeking to understand existence. Faith is quieter, deeply personal, a trust that endures despite doubt. Morality, perhaps, is our inner guide, an ethical compass directing us toward right, away from wrong, even when no one watches. Long ago, our ancestors faced a world of peril. Storms raged, predators hunted, survival was uncertain. In that chaos, they sought meaning beyond the visible. They envisioned a higher power to make sense of their fears. God emerged from this yearning. As societies formed, religion took root, binding people through shared beliefs and codes. Faith offered hope, a reason to persevere. Morality fostered cooperation, ensuring communities could thrive. John Adams, reflecting on governance in 1798, observed, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." His words remind us that morality, often rooted in faith, was seen as essential to societal stability even in turbulent times. These anchors, God, religion, faith, morality, were not mere ideas. They were tools for survival. Ancient codes like the Code of Hammurabi or the Ten Commandments set ethical boundaries, reducing conflict and fostering trust. Without them, early societies might have crumbled under greed or strife. Religions, though varied, served this purpose. Hinduism, with its ancient philosophies, offered paths to wisdom. Christianity emphasized love and redemption through Jesus. Islam called for submission to God's will, guided by the Prophet Muhammad. Buddhism sought liberation from suffering. Some adapted to modernity, embracing inclusivity. Others, when misused, sowed division. Yet today the world moves at a relentless pace. Science unravels mysteries once attributed to the divine: stars, storms, life itself. Technology and systems have replaced traditional communities. Belief in God is no longer assumed. Faith faces scrutiny, morality debated as subjective. The consequences are stark. Rising violence, addiction's grip tightening, communities fracturing into isolated fragments. Albert Einstein in 1930 reflected on this tension. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. He saw faith not as dogma, but as a moral force that gives life purpose, a force we risk losing in our rush towards progress. Psychologically, faith offers more than comfort. Studies like those from Harvard's Human Flourishing program suggest religious people often report greater life satisfaction and resilience in crises. Faith, even without empirical proof, fosters hope, reduces despair, and builds community, vital in an age of loneliness. Yet, as faith wanes, we see the cracks. Riots disrupt peace. Violence against the vulnerable, women, children, the elderly, grows. Martin Luther King Jr. warned in 1963, "Morality cannot be legislated, but behavior can be regulated. Judicial decrees may not change the heart, but they can restrain the heartless. Laws alone cannot heal a society drifting from its ethical moorings." Consider cancel culture, a modern phenomenon where one mistake, a single word, a past misstep can end a life's work. Reputations are shattered, forgiveness dismissed. We are human, aren't we? We err, we learn, we grow. Yet today, apologies are often met with scorn, as if perfection is the only standard. Faith traditions teach otherwise. Redemption, grace, the prodigal son welcomed home. Paul Boos once said, "Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future." Denying forgiveness fuels division, not healing. A society that cannot forgive risks becoming one that cannot grow. Extremism, too, casts a shadow. Cults and radical groups exploit the human need for meaning, twisting faith into control. History shows this, from medieval crusades to modern ideologies cloaked in religious language. True faith does not demand blind allegiance. It invites questioning, reason, balance. Science, for all its brilliance, cannot fill every void. It explains the mechanics of life, disease, galaxies, but not its meaning. When loss or despair strikes, faith offers a quiet strength. Stories of inexplicable recoveries or moments of grace persist, defying logic. Einstein again spoke to this in 1954. Our inner balance and even our very existence depends on it. Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life. His words bridge science and faith, urging us to hold both. Let me share a story. A man, once dismissive of faith, faced a cascade of losses. His job, his health, his hope. In a moment of quiet desperation, he prayed, not to a deity, but to something beyond himself. Slowly, he found clarity, a path forward. Was it divine? Coincidence? He called it his anchor. Such stories remind us, faith, morality are not relics. They are lifelines, especially when modern solutions falter. Today, we face new ethical dilemmas. Artificial intelligence, for instance, challenges our moral frameworks. Should machines make life or death decisions? Without a shared morality rooted in faith or reason, how do we decide? Philosophers like Yuval Noah Harari warn that technology, unchecked by ethics, could erode our humanity. Faith and morality, then, remain vital, not as dogma, but as guides through uncharted terrain. What does this mean for us in 2025? We cannot cling solely to tradition, nor abandon it for cold logic. Faith, morality, reason must coexist. Progress balanced with compassion. Inquiry with ethics. In a world quick to condemn, we must champion forgiveness. When systems fail, faith can kindle courage. As we navigate this era, let us hold these anchors. God, religion, faith, morality. They transform fear into hope, isolation into connection. The chaos is real, but so is our capacity for meaning. Tap into that inner compass. Call it conscience, faith, morality. Nurture it, question it, let it guide you. For if we balance reason, compassion, and faith, our world may not merely endure, it may find a deeper purpose, a hope that outlasts the storm. Thank you for joining me today. What do you believe? Does faith still have a place? Share your thoughts in the comments. Reflect on this with others, and join me again soon. Stay thoughtful, stay kind.